Good morning, Pisces. This is going to be your reading. I did want to say real quick that I have some new decks coming in. I'm very excited about that because I get bored easily. Even though I have like 12 decks, I'm like, it's not enough. Because then I want to incorporate like special touches and like special messages, and it takes me a while to really be able to choose what cards I'm going to order. I also ordered a set of runes, which I'm going to be working with because I really feel like there's something that I know how to do. I just have to remember. It's ancient knowledge, part of my soul DNA. And I've been, divinely guided to do that. So I will be doing the runes readings in videos. And the other thing is I love when I did the Rumi Oracle cards. And so I'm somehow trying to figure out how to incorporate, the Rumi Oracle. I mean, it was too much to read for each sign. So what I might do is just do like an all signs Rumi Oracle maybe every 2 weeks or something. So that's something I'm playing around with. One more thing I'm going to say before I get started is that I am going to have to disable comments in all the videos because... Man, I have really been attracting some shit lately. I don't know what's going on. And my thing is, I really prefer a smaller audience. Because I know if I have a smaller audience, I know that they are being divinely guided to watch my videos. And these are people who are interested in learning about spiritual laws, divine truths, really knowing how to manifest in their lives, and knowing... the difference between fear and love, and really here to learn something. I've noticed that, if I put something in the tagline, like Sagittarius this week, I mean, the card literally said, I pulled a romance angel card, and it literally said someone's returning from your past. And so I had put that in the tagline, and sure enough, I'm up to like 6,000 views or whatever now, and it's attracted a lot of people. And then when people get to listening to my video, then they're angry because they want to know when this person's coming, how they're coming in, that kind of thing. And y'all know, if you watch my videos, I don't do those kind of readings, so you'll be disappointed. A lot of times people want a quick fix. They want to know when something's going to happen. They want to know how. And, and I have said this before, I can tell you that all day long. But if you don't align to it, it's not going to happen. And time is just an illusion anyway. There's just energy, and there's always divine timing at play. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm sorry that, a few bad apples, and I don't say bad because y'all know I try not to judge. I'm trying not to, but like I have been through it over the past week I literally have been like threatened. I have been harassed. I have had to disable comments on like 5 videos over the past week, and it's ridiculous. I mean, like, I'm not getting paid to do this. This is something that I'm doing out of the kindness of my heart, that I take time out of my day every single day to make a video or two. I mean, sometimes I make 10 videos a week. And so, for somebody to come in, harass me and threaten me and stuff, that's just crazy. But, we're dealing with lower energies, and that might come up later on in the reading because I'm learning about lower energies. But anyway, no judgment, but leave me alone. I don't have time. We have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is all about being reminiscent. This is about focusing on the past, a lost love. There's a certain amount of sadness to this card where you're looking back and you're wondering, what could I have done differently? Where did I mess up at? That's the message that I'm getting here. And then there's a lot of insecurities that are coming up, because you're feeling rejected and abandoned. And the message that's coming up from Spirit is that these things have happened for you to really face the shadow aspects of yourself. Think Twin Flame. If you have not watched my Twin Flame videos, do check it out. Because definitely think Twin Flame, because other people are our mirror. And they show us what we need to work on. And that's almost the energy that I'm getting with this card, is that mirror, that reflection. Look how they mirror each other. And see, it's really interesting too. You see the fruit falling? We have another card, and I'm going to go ahead and go to it. That's coming up. That's like the same energy. Look. But I'll get to that. We're going to work our way up to that one. And so basically, it's almost like everything's falling all around them. But in this picture here, she doesn't notice. The only thing she notices is the reflection in the mirror and what is showing her. And she's oblivious to everything that's going on. And the key is to really pay attention to what's going on around you. And I'll get to that here in a minute. I know I was doing my newspaper route the other morning, and it's really interesting. And that was one of the things someone said in the comments section. Nobody wants to hear a personal story. We're here to hear about us. Well, I have said this before. And, you know, first of all, you don't have to watch my videos. You know, it's kind of like to choose to step in dog shit or go around it. You know, you have a choice. So if, you know, you don't like my readings, I mean, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it. That's how I do it. I read the energy of the cards, and sometimes I have to give a scenario. So I was delivering newspapers the other morning, and this man stopped me, and he said, yeah, at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I see a lot of people, a lot of spirits, a lot of extra energies. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between an actual person and a ghost, believe it or not. Believe it or not, it's hard to tell. And I'm still not sure if this person was a real person or a ghost. But he says to me, he said, always check your surroundings. Always look around you. And I was like, okay. All right. You know, it's not like I'm already freaked out enough because I see, you know, 2, 3 ghosts a week. But now, you know, you're telling me this, and I'm not even sure if you're a ghost or not. But anyway, do check your surroundings. And we're gonna lead up to that. We have the flirt card. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So what I'm getting with this card is that you're taking things too seriously. You have to get to the point where things don't bother you anymore. Where things can fall all around you, and even though you notice them, you're not focused on them because you're focused on the fact that you realize that fears are illusions. And, you know, I triggered somebody in a video. I'm telling you. When I said fears are illusions, they were like, what if I got you and I kidnapped you and I tied you up and tortured you? Would you be scared then? You know, the fuck? God. But anyway, lighten up. Stop taking things so seriously. Everything is not there to hurt you. It's there to serve you. So do definitely look in this divine mirror that's coming up. The divine mirror that's coming up is showing you what you need to work on. It's showing you your shadow side. Consider this your shadow side, and that is aspects of yourself that you have denied that are being shown to you. Sorry it took me a long time to get that message out. This is the paranoia and the fear card, the 8 of Swords. And so basically what I'm getting with this, like I said, are those fears that you're being shown in the mirror. And they can be rejection, abandonment, failure, fear of failure. You know, maybe you feel like you failed at the relationship. And so now you're dealing with that fear. But when I say that fears are illusions, they really truly are, because understand. I thought I heard something down here and all kinds of shit this morning. Understand that we choose what type of experiences we want to have before we even incarnate here. And each demo is different. I mean, I have noticed that it seems like I will have like maybe 3, 4 of the same lessons. Okay? And then I'll have a test. Okay, we want to see if you learned this. So we're going to test you. And just like, you know, all this shit that's been going on in the comments section lately is a test for me. To see if I really don't give a damn what people think about me. If I just continue with my videos and just say fuck it, no queen of no fucks given, I don't care. I'm going to let the messages be heard. So And this is about facing a fear, because I've always had a fear of worrying about how people view me, what people think about me. And so that is my fear that I am clearing. So you will have several lessons. Your deepest fears will be your biggest teacher. To clarify that card, we have the wolf, the instinct card. So what I'm getting with this is that you'll have to really be tapped into your intuition in order to know what those lessons are. Because if you're not careful, what you'll do is you'll go into victim mentality. Oh, people just never treat me well. Shit just never works out for me. People are out to get me. And I'm going to tell you what I kind of fell into this morning was the whole evil, good versus evil. Well, you know what? I thought, well, I've been told that good and evil don't exist because those are duality, and I'm collapsing duality. There's only contrast. We experience things that we don't like and things that we do like so that we know the difference. But I thought maybe, this is evil. Maybe, like my messages, I'm supposed to give these messages to people, and they're evil forces trying to stop me. I was thinking that this morning. But I was told that it's just lower energies. You have people who are in lower states of consciousness. And when we have these demos with people, most of the time they're soul family that are playing their roles. But I feel like, sometimes they can be almost like a troll program. I hear all the time on the internet, oh, they're just a troll. It's just a troll. I don't know a lot about internet stuff, but I know that that's like a program, like a computer program. And so I look at it like that, they're just unconscious and they're there to show you. And the other message that came up was that your own soul will create these experiences to teach you. You will attract these lessons through your soul. Now, granted, a lot of times your ego has to get used in order to get it done, because our ego is fear-based. And so it's really two parts to it. Your soul attracts the lesson, but it uses your ego to kind of fall into lower energies so that you can align to it. It's really deep. There's so much going on behind the scenes. You might have a situation, like let's say you have a situation at work and you get into it with somebody and you're like, they're just an asshole, or she's just a bitch. And, they never liked me. They're just out to get me. But there's more going on behind the scenes that meets the eye. And that is how you start to ascend and spiritually grow, when you really start looking at it from this point of view. And you lighten up. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about things playing out exactly like they're supposed to. This is that whole energy of planning. It's almost like pre-planning. You hear about people pre-planning funerals or whatnot. Well, after you die, you return to source energy, okay? And you either reincarnate or you stay as a soul. I was told this morning, because lo and behold, I saw another ghost this morning. It walked right past me. I delivered a newspaper. I went to walk to the car, and it walked right in front of me. It was a male energy. I looked right at him. And so I had to really ask my spirit guides, I don't understand. And so we have our parts to play. We decide what our next timeline will be. Some souls decide to stay back. So let's say you plan in the next lifetime, okay, or timeline, that you want to, like this particular soul that I dealt with this morning, I was told died of a drug overdose. It was a modern timeline. I have seen ghosts that have been from like other time periods, even though I know time doesn't exist, but for all practical purposes with timelines, you have different eras, okay? And so he was from this era. And I was told that he died of a drug addiction, of like a drug overdose, okay? And I said, why is it, does he know that he's dead? Yes, he knows that he's dead. A lot of times people say somebody doesn't know that they're dead, but he knows that they know that they're dead, but they chose to stay behind because they chose to have that particular experience. Okay, he chose to be a drug addict, he chose to have an overdose. But with that being said, with his soul family that he's working with, who he traveled with to this particular timeline, his family, his physical family, was having a hard time dealing with it. And so they had pre-planned for him to stay behind and help as a sort of spirit guide, as a way of comforting, as a way of helping to cope with. Sorry, it took a long time to be able to get that out. So what I'm saying is we each plan our next existence, and it might even be something like that where you die and you're a ghost for a while until you get a new body. But we plan these, and that is that wheel of fortune. Now, granted, do we have free will? Yes, we do, and we are able to align to different situations that we want. However, the big things, as far as what is ours, what is divinely ours by divine right, we will always have those. So like this person over here that you have lost, if they are truly yours, you will have them again. Be fluid, be open, be in a place of forgiveness, and know that everything's being divinely guided and that you guys planned it this way. If they're not for you, you'll know. They won't return. Or if they return, you'll no longer be aligned to them. You will no longer be in alignment. You'll be with someone else and you'll be happy, and they'll move on. So we have the strategy card. And so basically what I'm getting with this, control is an illusion. There is no control. The universe always has control. And so it's always best to get out of your own way. And if you really want to align to the best possible outcome, ask for divine selection. I got to the point where my back was against the wall, and I said, you know what? I want divine selection in all areas of my life. Bring me what is mine by divine right in the highest possible way, the highest possible timeline, in the most perfect way, in divine timing. And so if you do that, everything that is yours will come to you perfectly. And you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to be in your mind and sitting around trying to figure out how it's all going to work out. Because understand the universe has your back. And let your soul go and get these things for you. And understand your soul is a part of a huge patchwork quilt attached to all the other souls. And they form the universe. We are all one consciousness. We have the Knave of Swords. And so once again with this, I feel like this is that same energy where you feel like you have to really get out here and fight these battles. Let the universe fight your battles for you. Get out of your own way and get to the point where you are in that energy of no fucks given. Like, look, whatever happens at this point, it is what it is. I know it's here to serve me. I'm not going to resist it. That is the perfect energy to be in to attract anything that is truly for you. We have the Ring card, and the Ring is all about commitment. And so I do feel like your romantic life is going to ascend to the next level of commitment. Now understand, especially if you're a female, okay? If you are in a connection and the man that you've been talking to, your love interest or whatever, has kind of fallen back and has maybe ghosted you, this happens. And what is happening in the physical realm? There's always something happening in the physical realm and always something happening behind the scenes in the spiritual realm. But from a physical standpoint, if you have not read Men Are From, Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars, by John Gray, do read it. And he talks about the fact that men, when they are going into a deeper level of commitment, okay, a deeper level of intimacy, where they're feeling more vulnerable. See, because women, unless you're me, Some of us women tend to be more in our masculine energy, and so we don't do well with feelings and emotions. But for the most part, feminines have been trained to and taught from an early age that it's all right to cry, and really are in touch with their feelings, where men are not. Feelings are hard for them. So when they start feeling more for you, they have to go into their man cave. Don't follow them into the man cave. Let them rubber band back to you. And what this means is give them the space and let them come back to you on their own. And every time that they come back, there's going to be a deeper and deeper level of commitment. You feel like they're going to get away. Like, oh, I'm letting them get away. I'm going to go chase them down. Let them be. And the message that's coming through for men, it is all right to do that. It is all right to take the time and the space that you need. The Five of Wands, this is what I was talking about earlier. Everything's just kind of falling around you. And I do feel like you have to get to the point with fears to where eventually they don't bother you at all. Do be mindful of what comes up. You know, that whole check your surroundings thing. And be aware of the fears that show up at your door. But at the same time, you have to get to the point where whenever you see them, you're like, oh, well. There's a whole SNL like skit with Chad in it where it's like the scary movie like Scream. And he gets like the Scream phone call, and do check it out. It's so funny. And every time that the Scream person calls him, they're like, you're going to die. And he's like, okay. Look outside your window. Ashley's head's out there. And he's like, okay. He's like so unbothered. You have to get to the point where you're completely unbothered by whatever's happening around you, because you do see that they're just illusions, that fears are not real. We have the past as a prison. Bitterness, grudge, refusal to let go. So the message that I'm getting with this is do release the past. Okay? There is too much past in this reading and not enough presence. And Eckhart Tolle says that whenever you feel sad about something, or you're in this energy here where you're just reminiscent about the past and you're very regretful and remorseful, it's because there's not enough presence. There's too much past. Understand that everyone has a role to play. You had planned this together, and they're your soul family, so do forgive them. And I had talked about this last week, about I had to get to the point where I had to forgive people because I had to recognize the fact that they are a soul family. Now, the other message that's coming through with this is to lighten up and stop taking everything so personally. Because like I said, everyone had a part to play, and it's teaching you, so do learn those lessons. And when you learn those lessons, you become like the emperor or the empress. Very powerful, very wise. This is a very wise card. And you take on, what is an emperor or an empress? I mean, it's basically the same thing as a king or queen. Depends on, what kingdom you're in as to what you're called. But it's power. It's personal power. It's taking back your personal power from others. And when you forgive other people, you take back your power. You're doing this for you. You're not doing it for them. I have an angel message here. Leela, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions, and ask the angels to help you to gain a positive perspective. And I have said this before, a lot of times people feel like you have to do a lot of fancy healing and go to all these healers and stuff. No, you need to shift your perspective. You need to look back at everything that's happened. You need to realize everything happened like it was supposed to. And that everything that, there are no mistakes as long as you learn the lessons. So do learn whatever it is that has came in so that you can become like the emperor or the empress, and you can have your power back. True power is not giving a damn about what people think or how they feel about you, one. Second of all, never being scared to lose anything or anyone. This is where your power source is. We have the Coffin card. So basically what I'm getting is, and this is the 19th. And I know that Pisces tend to be in February, so I'm getting that this message is for somebody's birthday's around February 19th. Usually I don't do that with numbers. It was really weird how that just came up. But what I'm getting is that this romantic connection that you have had to end for now, okay? But it's not over for good. The two of you need to go off and have your own experiences and learn and grow and come back together. And this is where being open-minded and in a place of forgiveness and being fluid and unconditionally loving this person right where they're at, not placing any conditions or expectations on them. That is going to be very important. That's going to be an important energy for them returning. And when they return, you will be in this energy of being a mature man or a mature woman, and you will be more ready to proceed with the relationship. But for right now, it had to end. But instead of being in this energy of really looking back and being sad, continue to learn and grow and to have experiences and get out of the waiting energy. That message has came through as well. And to get out of your head and stop trying to figure out what you're going to do to get them back. What I'm getting is that, you know, there's someone out there, if not more than one, that actually even sit and decide what you're going to post on social media because you know that they're going to see it. And you're basically trying to get their attention. And this is going to backfire on you. It's a very repelling energy. So the message that's coming through from Spirit is stop doing that. Be, you know, just stop focusing on it for right now. Focus on yourself. So we have this postcard oracle card. Dearest you, do you feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone, or you might have no value? Wow. Maybe you think you need to control everything or else nothing will get done. Wow. Be healed, be completed, etc. You may think you need to conform to what others expect of you and choose a course of action to manipulate an outcome. Wow. I just said that. But we don't think that would be a good choice. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, do something different. Set that boundary. Delegate responsibility to another. Ask for your needs to be met. When faced with an impossible or sticky enmeshed relationship or situation, repeat this mantra. I didn't cause it. I can't control it. It's not my job to cure it. Then carry on. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part is everything just seems to work out beautifully and honestly in the end. Love you so, so much. So definitely the message is to release the control and stop trying to manipulate the situation. Let it flow. And whatever is for you, like I said, that is yours by divine right. You will have. So always ask for divine selection and focus on yourself right now and focus on whatever's coming up in the mirror in these fears right here, because that is going to be key. And do check out my twin flame video because I feel like there's a few of you out there that can really benefit from knowing what's really going on. All right, this is your weekly video or bi-weekly. And if you would like a personal video chat, paid reading with me, it's interactive. They are $50 and you get about 40 minutes of my time. Or if you'd like to make an energy donation, once again, you can do that through the links that I put in the description of the video. Have a good day.